Well, breaking news coming in on NDTV, and this is quite significant. The Iranian parliament, it has approved the closure of Hormuz Strait, blocking access to the oil routes. The final decision, it will be taken by the National Security Committee, is what we understand at the moment. And in fact, why it is significant is also because of the fact that the strait handles 20% of global daily oil shipments, and its closure, it could send the oil prices soaring. My colleague Vishal Vivek joins us joins us live to get us the details. Vishal, how significant is it if the Hormuz Strait is ultimately closed?
Well, Osama, as you rightly pointed out, about 20% of global trade and global oil shipments pass through this tiny stretch of strait. This is just 25 kilometers wide, but it holds great significance on the world stage because, as we've been talking about, the significance that it has, because that choke point has the trade, the balance, totally settled on it. So it will have to be seen how the world markets react, because oil markets have been quite volatile in the last 72 or to 96 hours. They stabilized a bit in the last 48 hours, but this will further complicate matters because, as we've been talking about the significance of this strait, and this was in deliberation in the last 24 hours by Iran. Many lawmakers had suggested that this Strait of Hormuz will be closed down, and now the Iranian parliament has called for it. So the world will have its eyes on this tiny stretch, 25 kilometers of strait area, because this will have bigger influence across the world, across markets, across global markets, across business markets, across oil markets, you name it. So that will have to be seen by a lot of experts in the matter.
Vishal, like you very rightly pointed out, that this is going to have cascading effect, and take us through this particular information about how it might affect a country, say a country like Saudi Arabia, which is probably the biggest exporter and uses this Strait of Hormuz for all its oil export.
Yeah, it will complicate matters for Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia and Iran are not the biggest of allies that the history shows, because they recently formalized their ties, but their relations are not really on very good terms. So it will have to be seen how it affects the Saudi oil companies, because they are some of the biggest companies in the world, such as Saudi Aramco, which was once bigger than Apple. The market valuation had crossed $1 trillion. So those companies could be affected through this, but it will have to be seen, because when it comes to India used to import a lot of oil from Iran, but that's not the case anymore. The crude oil import from Iran has reduced. So India won't be affected that much, but if it affects the global markets, the oil markets, the cascading effects, as you mentioned, could have some kind of effect on India as well.
Vivek, thank you very much for getting us all those details.